I was never a believer in conspiracy theories. I never truly accepted that there was a hidden threat jeopardizing life on Earth, apart from the sheer stupidity, ignorance, and corruption of humanity itself. If anyone ever asked me about the end of the world, I'd tell them the world is already standing on the edge, needing nothing more than a simple nudge for everything to collapse. One fool, one ignorant person, is enough to turn all life into dust. Perhaps that's why I always rejected the conspiracy narrative. A conspiracy? Why? And for what purpose? My name is Ethan. I'm a systems analyst, and my core belief is simple. God doesn't play dice, but humans definitely do. My obsessive skepticism isn't just a philosophy, it's a scar. 5 years ago, my sister Sarah died in a building collapse officially ruled an act of God, a freak structural failure. I spent a year proving it was a cheap, shoddy bolt, a neglected inspection report, and pure human negligence. This is why I track everything back to human incompetence. I was in my Toronto apartment, tracing global power surges clustered near the 45th parallel. My screen flickered with a quiet digital notification, remembering Sarah, 5 years. My hand twitched as I quickly dismissed the box. On the corner of my primary monitor, the archived file of the official building collapse inquiry remained perpetually open, not as a motivator, but as a constant, bitter reminder never to trust any official narrative. I dismissed the global fluctuations as an outdated quantum encryption chip failure. Predictable, pathetic, human. I drove up to the remote atmospheric monitoring station in northern Quebec. It was isolated, metallic, and utterly silent. Half a mile back, I saw the black SUV. Two men in expensive winter gear stood like statues, observing. They were not police. They were corporate, their silence more unnerving than a scream. I slipped inside. The control room was overheated. Dr. Voss, the chief technician, was typing frantically. Dr. Voss? I'm Ethan. Hear about the timing error. It's not an error. It's the echo. It's growing. He pointed to a secondary monitor. It displayed no numbers, only a mesmerizing, terrifyingly flawless visual pattern, like a vast, repeating stellar snowflake. Look, it bears no resemblance to natural phenomena. Nature has flaws, chaos. This is complete. Imperfection leaves no room for error. Or for man. I scoffed. Sir, your system is running an unpatched 15-year-old protocol. It's an easy fix. You still believe in incompetence. Voss roared, his voice breaking. Our mistake was in using it. We amplified the rhythm, but we exposed the world to the correction. Voss lunged, trying to tear out a thick, glowing cable. A message flashed. Error 303. Core compromise. Activating correction protocol. The doctor collapsed, covering his ears. I looked at the data. The system was now a beacon. Humanity's arrogance hadn't caused a blackout. It had triggered an existential response. I found the logbook. The 45th parallel is a harmonic node. We didn't create a shield. We built a tuning fork. The correction isn't an attack. It's a cleansing. They are harvesting the noise of our entire civilization. Silence will follow. I glanced out the window. The two corporate agents were approaching, moving with slow, surgical precision. One raised his hand, checking his wrist not for the time, but as a silent signal. Then, with unnerving calm, they began putting on elegant, simple gas masks. They weren't soldiers. They were cleanup crew, and their terrifying routine confirmed they knew exactly what was about to hit us. I grabbed the heavy, antique directional antenna, the relic of Cold War tech. I knew shutting down the core would take too long. My choice was to flee or fight. My internal voice was screaming. They called it an act of God. They called it a strange failure. I lied to them. And now the truth is here, and it's worse than all their lies. This wasn't about the world. It was about proving Sarah's death wasn't in vain. I ripped the paneling off the console. I had to jam the signal. I was betting the world on a 48-hour head start. As I connected the antenna to the exposed core, I heard the subtle, deliberate sound of the agents entering the building. I held the antenna firm. Then, the true horror began. The roaring sound of the machines instantly vanished. Absolute, profound silence. Every light in the room, including those on the monitors, died. In the sudden, cold darkness, the heavy antenna I was holding began to glow with a faint, throbbing blue light, pulsating in harmony with the crystalline pattern Dr. Voss had shown me. One dead monitor flickered back to life, displaying a single word in pure white on a black screen. Noted then it went dark again. I hadn't destroyed the signal. I had made myself visible. The horror wasn't in the attack. It was in the attention. They had noticed my stubbornness, my resistance. And now, the correction was personal. I was no longer an analyst. I was a target. I had traded the anonymity of human incompetence for a direct confrontation with the final truth. Don't forget to activate the bell button and subscribe to the channel to receive all that is new. Thank you.